And I ain't into like two rappers beefing. Like, don't mix me with it.
Why?
If somebody died, I'm gonna pick a side. For real. If somebody died, I'm gonna pick a side. Other than that, don't mix me with it. I seen the outcomes of that. Like, I ain't with that.
And I ain't into like two rappers beefing. Like, don't miss me with it. Why? If somebody died, I'm pick a side. For real, if somebody died, I'm pick a side. Other than that, I don't miss me with that. I seen the outcomes of that. Like, I ain't with that. Lil Baby's goofy self is getting blasted right now for switching up on Lil Durk and riding behind Youngboy. This whole situation's wild, so let's break it down. Lil Baby's out here trying to make peace with NBA Youngboy after realizing Durk might not be coming home anytime soon. This ain't no small drama. It's about fake loyalty, switching sides when it benefits you, and rappers dropping their friends the second things get hot. Crazy, right? By the end of this story, you'll see exactly why the streets are clowning these fake industry friendships. Let's rewind a bit, though. There was a time when Lil Baby and NBA Youngboy were actually cool. No fake smiles, no PR moves, just real mutual respect. Back in 2018 through 2020, these two were dropping heat together and showing love publicly. We're talking about straight bangers like One Shot and Cross Me, tracks that proved their chemistry in the booth was unmatched. These two were really vibing back then before all the drama and fake energy took over. Back then, it was pure magic. The streets felt it. Both artists respected each other's hustle and authenticity like real ones. Their bond made perfect sense. Two young guys from the trenches chasing the same dream through rap. They both had that raw street fire and truly understood each other's grind. That mutual respect turned into dope music and a solid brotherhood. But here's where it all flipped. The moment industry politics stepped in, everything changed. When the tension between Youngboy's crew and F started heating up, Baby was forced to pick a side. And instead of keeping it neutral or backing Youngboy, he rolled with Lil Durk. Now let's talk about the psychology behind this. Industry friendships versus real loyalty. It's a different game. In the beginning, these rappers connect through struggle and respect. But once fame hits, it turns into straight-up business moves. Baby and Youngboy's friendship, it started real, but fame twisted everything. Both of them were hungry, chasing success and fighting the same battles in the trenches. When you're down bad together, that loyalty feels real, like a brotherhood built from pain. But once the fame and money came, everything shifted. Suddenly, it wasn't about struggle anymore. It was about power, staying connected to the right people, and making sure you don't end up on the losing side of the game. That's when the fake loyalty starts showing its true face. The wild part, Baby probably convinced himself he made the right call by siding with Durk. Maybe he thought had more influence. Maybe he figured Youngboy would take an L, or maybe he just vibed more with Durk personally. Whatever the case, he turned his back on someone who once had his back. Yeah, like, and I ain't into like two rappers beefing. Like, I ain't into that. Like, I ain't like don't miss me with it. And why? If somebody died, I'm going to pick a side. For real, if somebody died, I'm going to pick a side. Other than that, don't miss me with that. That makes sense. For real, I get it. Then came the moment that changed everything, the King Von tragedy. On November 6, 2020, Van was shot and killed outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta after a fight with Quando Rondo. During the scuffle, Quando's homie Lil Tim fired the fatal shots. And that's when the entire rap world was forced to pick a side. This wasn't some random street fight. This was the loss of one of hip-hop's brightest rising stars. King Von wasn't just another rapper. He was Lil Durk's brother in arms and the face of F's next generation. His death shook the whole rap world to its core, turning the industry upside down and making neutrality impossible. See, the psychology here runs deep. When someone loses their life in a situation like this, everyone connected to them is forced to take a side. You can't play both sides when blood's been spilled. That's just how the streets work. Once Van was gone, being cool with both camps became straight disrespect. Loyalty gets tested when tragedy strikes. Youngboy's crew, including Quando Rondo, was now in an all-out war with F. This wasn't rap beef anymore. It was real-life danger, real consequences. And in that heat, every rapper had to decide where their loyalty really stood. That's when Lil Baby made his move, and it said everything. Instead of staying neutral or standing by Youngboy during one of his darkest moments, Baby publicly sided with Durk and F. That wasn't just a business play, that was betrayal, plain and simple. And when Baby said in that interview, "I don't care about rapper beef, but if somebody died, I'm going to pick a side," he told the world exactly where his loyalty lay. And yeah, somebody did die. King Von. That's exactly who Lil Baby was talking about when he said that. Baby basically admitted that Van's death made him side with Durk instead of Youngboy. But here's the wild part. Baby straight up turned his back on Youngboy over something he had nothing to do with. Youngboy wasn't there that night, didn't pull the trigger, and wasn't directly involved in Van's death at all. Yet Baby still chose to walk away from their friendship like it meant nothing. The psychology behind that move says a lot about who he really is. Instead of showing real loyalty, Baby showed fear. Loyalty to power, not to people. He chose the side that looks stronger, the one with more influence in the industry. That ain't loyalty, that's straight-up opportunism wearing a fake loyal face. After King Van's death, Youngboy started to see the ugly truth. the whole industry was turning its back on him. Artists who once showed him love were now silent. People who used to jump on tracks with him were ghosting. Even old friends like Lil Baby started publicly siding against him. That realization hit Youngboy deep, and you could hear it in his music. He began opening up about feeling alone, like the entire game was plotting against him, feeling like he was fighting the world solo while dealing with court cases and street pressure. That kind of weight can break anyone. The mental toll of being blackballed like that had to be brutal. Imagine being one of the biggest artists alive, but feeling like everyone around you wants you to fail. That'll mess with your head for real. It's enough to push someone toward paranoia and isolation. But instead of folding, Youngboy turned that pain into power. He poured all that anger and betrayal into his music, calling out fake loyalty, industry snakes, and everyone who switched up when it got hard. That raw honesty kept his fans locked in, even when the industry tried to shut him out. When Youngboy realized just how deep the industry blackballing ran, he snapped and dropped one of the coldest diss tracks in recent memory. I Hate Youngboy. This wasn't just a shot at Lil Durk. Nah, he aimed it at the entire industry. Even former friends like Lil Baby caught strays in that track. Youngboy used the song to call out all the fakeness, the fake loyalty, the ones who flipped sides when it suited them, and the so-called friends who dipped when he needed real support. It was raw, real, and straight from the heart. That track was less about clout and more about pain. Him saying, "If you're going to turn on me, I'll expose all of you." The psychology behind it was wild. Youngboy wasn't playing politics. He was ready for war. That kind of boldness takes guts, and not many rappers got it like that. He knew speaking out could isolate him even more, but he didn't care. He wanted the world to feel his truth, and you could hear the pain in his voice. Every bar dripped with frustration, the pain of betrayal, the anger of being blamed for something he never did. That track wasn't just a diss. It was a cry from someone who'd had enough. And from there, that's when the rumors about Durk's downfall started spreading. Fast forward to August 2022, and the street started buzzing about some serious retaliation. Wando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pop, was shot and killed in Los Angeles, and instantly rumors exploded. People began pointing fingers at Lil Durk and F, claiming they were behind the hit. According to reports and new evidence surfacing, the feds believe Durk allegedly organized a murder-for-hire plot to get revenge for King Van's death. The supposed target was Wando Rondo himself, but instead his cousin lost his life. This wasn't no random street beef. This was allegedly a calculated, organized hit that crossed state lines. The psychology behind this so-called revenge run shows just how deep the pain and rage ran inside. Losing King Vaughn wasn't just losing a star, it was losing family. And in the streets, when family gets touched, retaliation becomes a code, not a choice. But here's the crazy twist. Taking revenge to that level might have been the very thing that broke Durk's freedom. Instead of letting things settle or focusing on his booming career, Durk allegedly let vengeance consume him. That obsession for payback, for getting even over Van's death, is exactly what reportedly led to those murder-for-hire charges that could now put him behind bars for life. Now let's talk about why Lil Durk's situation looks real bad. Because the evidence the feds got, it's heavy. We're talking wiretaps, money trails, travel logs, and even testimony from supposed co-conspirators. This ain't your average street case. This is a federal conspiracy case with multiple defendants and major evidence stacked high. According to reports, the feds are claiming Durk used his F label like a criminal organization, allegedly paying for hits, coordinating travel, and setting up logistics for violent missions. They say they've got